What's up, you guys? It's your boy Ben Mahari here, represent Mahari Nation Sports podcast. Much love to the entire LDBC. I want to thank you guys for your support for reaching the 1K as we close out, 2020. It was one of the big goals of mine, and we were able to achieve it this year. And hopefully, we can strive on to continue on the bigger and better things as we move on to 2021. And I'm already moving on to bigger, better things in my personal life too. So I'm gonna let y'all know on a special live stream on tomorrow on the day of New Year's Eve about all the stuff that I'm gonna be doing in my personal life. So just want to let y'all know about that. But I wanted to talk about the news has been coming out about the new strain of COVID-19 that basically was reported in Europe, and basically over the last couple of days there's been reports of the more new strain of COVID-19 that was originally found in the UK that's now been found in California and also in Colorado. Now, according to some of the reports that have been coming out, that this new strain of COVID-19 is more contagious, but it's not as deadly as the previous version of the virus. So, you know, I don't know if it's a silver lining. Take it to how you want it, but the thing about this is that it's not too surprising because normally with a lot of these viruses they mutate, and genetically they always will mutate and change the genetic code or something like that, depending on the environment, different circumstances, whatever the case it is. So it's not too surprising on that front. But when you look at what's been going on with the virus, you know, and salute to Two Raw for TV, he pointed this out. If you take away the elderly deaths and people who, with numerous health conditions, the survival rate of this virus is pretty much at 97%. Okay. And I think in a sense that people are kind of getting it a bit. There's still a majority of people in this country that are still thinking that the virus is still a hoax. You know what I mean? But there's been people that have been much more aware and understanding of how dangerous this virus can be, and I can tell you from firsthand experience how I felt from that because I too went through the virus last month in November. And it was a week after. It was days after my 28th birthday. How ironic, but I think that you know the thing that I've been kind of disappointing in is the media's coverage of the virus. You know what I'm saying? It's like the American media, not the international media, but the American media in particular. They've been more interested about shock value and more about ratings than pretty much informing the American people about what's going on, in this country. I can tell you this off the rip: if the U.S. government did a better did their job of handling this virus off the rip instead of buying into this whole conspiracy BS. I think that we would have probably been in a better position. Who knows? Who probably would have known? But the thing is, this country did it to themselves. And as of right now, all you gotta do is Google at it yourselves. In terms of the deaths, around the world, the U.S. right now is pretty much leading the entire world in terms of total deaths worldwide. Right now, as we speak, there's been about 1.8 million deaths worldwide. The U.S. has already had about 19.7 million cases and almost 341,000 deaths total. Okay, and pretty much the U.S. has been leading the pack, ahead of India, who's second with about 10.2 million cases and about 148,000 deaths. Okay, and we don't know the numbers about China because let's be real, China doesn't like to reveal anything, and they're dishonest of what they pretty much what they tell you. But I just kind of assume that China is, has much more, deaths than what they're reporting on. So I'm not gonna get too into that. But the thing that I had just been more aware more than anything is how the American media has been trying to not inform people as much as they should. Now there are a bit of exceptions, but I think that the American media as a whole has basically neglected their role of informing the people instead of just like telling the people how it is and just informing the people and how to be careful out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it. But the only thing I could tell people as we're heading into the new year is, keep wearing your mask, keep washing your hands, keep practicing social distancing, and, you know, improve your immune system and keep yourself in shape. That's the best advice I could pretty much give it to you as of right now. Now, as far as the vaccine is concerned, I have my skepticism. I have my questions about the vaccine. You know what I mean? Considering the fact of, the reports have been coming out about a lot of the major side effects that have been coming out of the vaccine. But, you know, at some point, this country is going to start changing about the regulations about the vaccine. And the worst part is that you can't even sue them if anything goes wrong. So that's even the worst part. So either you voluntarily take the vaccine and probably will not get a job. But if you take it and you start getting the side effects of it, you can't sue the FDA for, the after effects from it. And that's even the worst part of it. So I'm kind of skeptical about about this vaccine. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, this is American society is going to be changing of how they're going to enforce this vaccine, because they'll say that they're letting the American people decide to and let decide if they want to voluntarily take it. But trust me, there's going to be a lot of different regulations and a lot of different rules that they're going to start enforcing starting next year that are going to pretty much put people in a lose-lose situation. I've even read reports that airports are going to start enforcing COVID passports to pretty much if you want to travel outside of a state or outside of the country, no less, that you're going to have to prove that you've taken the vaccine and that your test results are negative. So yes, things are going to be changing a lot. It either for the better or for the worse. But also for people that are working in the medical field, you're going to have no choice but to take this vaccine if you want to keep your job, because they're not, because I can tell you something right now. A lot of the hospitals and a lot of the medical companies that own a lot of these hospitals around our country, trust me, they're going to force their workers and a lot of their doctors and nurses, and a lot of their medical technicians to take this vaccine. Trust me, it's heading into that way, you guys. And so we'll see what happens when we move to 2021. And I'm not believing a lot of the televised stuff of Dr. Anthony Fauci and Biden and the rest of his administration taking the vaccine, because quite frankly, man, you know, I have my I have my skepticism about why they've been televising that kind of stuff. But that's a totally different video for another day. But that's just my feel about the whole thing. But like I said, just keep practicing social distancing, keep your hands clean, keep wearing your mask, and avoid people that are sick, or you feel like if they're sick. And if you're not feeling well, just stay home and just take care of yourselves. As we're heading into 2021, hopefully things will be better. But I'm kind of get the feeling that it's only gonna be more of the same, or probably a bit more worse. But tomorrow, I'm gonna have a live stream to reflect back about 2020 and how crazily negative it's been. So that's my plan about it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace.